Right, hello everyone. Another class on ionic equilibrium. We had got started with salt hydrolysis in the last class. We saw the pH calculation for a salt of a strong acid and a weak base in the last class. We'll want to complete that discussion today. In this video, we'll talk about the other two salts which on hydrolysis will give you a solution where the pH will not be equal to 7. We'll begin with a salt of strong base and weak acid today. So the most popular choice of weak acid being acetic acid. Suppose the strong base is NaOH, and if I begin with the hydrolysis of salt of strong base and weak acid, an example could be sodium acetate hydrolyzing and producing acetic acid and NaOH. Naturally, we have done it in the past. We'll want to write the ionic form. A salt is always a strong electrolyte, so the ionic form will have sodium and acetate. We will not want to dissociate it because acetic acid is a weak acid, and this being a strong base, I've told several times, पानी में NaOH कोई भी कुछ नहीं होता है, Na plus और OH minus होता है. So you understand the dynamics. A strong electrolyte, a salt is always a strong electrolyte. Sodium acetate and water is sodium and acetate. Acetic acid being weak, I cannot dissociate it completely. A strong base NaOH, पानी में it's always Na plus OH minus, 100% dissociated. Naturally, Na plus will get cancelled. And I told you in the past, every time you cancel something on either side of inequality or reversibility, जिसको cancel करते हैं मतलब उसके अंदर में कोई change नहीं हो रहा है. पहले भी Na plus था, अभी भी Na plus है. And right away, it will look like a case of anionic hydrolysis. Remember, in the first case, strong acid weak base, it was cationic hydrolysis. Here you will see it's a case of anionic hydrolysis. You see the anion on hydrolysis giving you a weak acid and OH minus. Two things, anion gets hydrolyzed and it's OH minus in the solution. So naturally, it's expected to be basic. The solution is expected to be basic with pH more than 7. If you remember, all of this was because even for a salt, you expect the solution to be neutral. The problem might well begin with equal amount of acid and base. And when even on mixing equal amount of acid and base, if either of the two is weak, in this case the acid being weak, on mixing equal amount of acid and base, the pH will not be equal to 7. When it's a weak acid strong base scenario, we'll see the pH will be more than 7. In the hydrolysis only, we can find free OH minus in the solution. Now let's take it up in more formal manner, and we'll want to take up from this equation, this anionic hydrolysis. So right away, I would be writing for this anionic hydrolysis. Let's take up acetate giving acetic acid and OH minus. The name is also very clear. This is neutralization. This is salt hydrolysis. I told you we'll begin from this point. Acetate in water giving you acetic acid and OH minus. Yet again, at time t is equal to 0, it could be C molar to begin with. And this will be C minus CH. If this goes by CH, this will be formed CH. This will be formed CH. When you remember, small h is degree of hydrolysis. And the small h being degree of hydrolysis. This is small h being degree of hydrolysis. Number of moles hydrolyzed per mole. So out of 1 mole, if the amount hydrolyzed is H, out of C mole, the amount hydrolyzed is CH. So C goes by CH. ये CH जाएगा तो ये CH बनेगा. Like any other constant, I would write KH, which will be the hydrolysis constant. And like any equilibrium constant, this will be product upon reactant. Everything in square brackets, molarity, product upon reactant. I've told you it's a case of anionic hydrolysis. This will look like KH is equal to CH into CH upon C1 minus H I've already explained degree of hydrolysis is number of moles hydrolyzed per mole. एक मोल से H जाता है तो C मोल से CH जाएगा. Taking C common, एक C यहाँ पर cancel हो जाएगा. One C will get cancelled and I'll be writing it as almost equal to CH square. We are used to it now. It's all like Ka is equal to C alpha square or Kb is equal to C alpha square. We are used to this now. H being very small compared to unity. We take 1 minus H almost equal to 1. And this will give me KH is equal to CH square. Which will mean H is equal to root over of KH by C. And this is what we are interested in. OH minus is equal to CH is equal to C into root over of KH by C, which is equal to root over of KH into C. So we had seen these expressions in the past when it was only a weak base. OH minus was root over of Kb into C. जितना कंसंट्रेटेड होगा उतना कम हाइड्रोलाइज होगा. Degree of hydrolysis is inversely proportional to the reciprocal of the root of, inversely proportional to the root of concentration or directly proportional to dilution. This is again Ostwald's dilution law. So things we have done in the past, and now like in the previous case I want to talk in terms of Ka, Kb instead of Kh. For 10 acids, 10 bases, there could be 100 salts. So we don't want to learn new parameters, we don't want to have new values of Kh. We'll want to relate this Kh with the known Ka, Kb values. And out here, I could write for acetic acid breaking into acetate and H plus. And I could write for Ka as acetate H plus upon acetic acid. So if this is Ka for this weak acid and if this is Kh, now you multiply Kh and Ka. Something of this kind we had done in the last class. We had multiplied Kh and Kb there. You multiplied Kh and Ka. On multiplying Kh and Ka, acetate will get cancelled. Acetic will get cancelled. ये दोनों cancel हो जाएगा. The product would be H plus OH minus, which is Kw, and naturally you could write for KH as Kw upon Ka. So you will want to deal with the known variables, which are known constants, which are Ka, Kb. So we had expressed KH in terms of Kb in the past. Now I am expressing KH in terms of Ka. A couple of mathematical steps and I'll get the pH now. So OH minus is root KH into C. Now what I do is I write KH in terms of Kw. So OH minus now could be written as root over of KH into C would look like root over of, I write KH as Kw upon Ka. So it will be Kw into C upon Ka. And see, whatever happens, whichever type of solution we deal with, any type of solution we deal with, this is always correct. H plus into OH minus is equal to Kw. So any point of time, H plus will be equal to Kw upon OH minus. Any point of time, the product would be equal to Kw for any kind of aqueous solution. H plus and OH minus will be giving the product as Kw. So this will be true for all kind of solutions. I've got OH minus, I'll easily get H plus, and this H plus will look like Kw into C upon Ka to the power half. I'll need to remove a little bit of the clutter here. So these are very basic simple mathematical steps. So I'll get H plus as Kw upon all of this OH minus, which is KWC upon Ka to the power half, and this will look like Kw into, see, this Ka will go in the numerator, Ka upon C to the power half. This will look like H plus is equal to Kw into Ka upon C to the power half. Just one more step, minus log of H plus would look like minus half log Kw minus half log Ka, and naturally because it's in the numerator it will become plus half log C. It will become plus half log C, and this will be represented like, this will be represented like, this will be represented like pH is equal to Kw is 10 to the power minus 14. I keep on saying this is 10 to the power minus 14, so log of this is minus 14, and minus half of minus 14 would be 7. Minus log Ka is pKa, minus log Ka is pKa. So minus log Ka would be plus half pKa plus half log C. So as we expected, pH is 7 plus plus. As we expected, pH is 7 plus plus, and for a salt of strong base and weak acid, pH will be more than 7. So pH will be 7 plus plus. As expected, the pH will be more than 7, and this is the way you go about finding the pH of a salt of weak acid and strong base. If it's only a salt, no acid, no base, still the pH is not equal to 7. It's more than 7 when the acid is strong and the base is weak. It was less than 7 for ammonium chloride when the acid was strong and the base was weak. And this is how you obtain the pH of such solutions. The last case would be when you have a salt of a weak acid and a weak base. So you will want to practice this a couple of times. You will want to derive these equations. Most of the times the derivation is not required. Most of the times you have to feed the value and get the right answer. But it will always help. If you practice it a couple of times, it will always help if you can derive these of your own. Certainly in different types of problem solving, the more number of times you derive it, the more number of times you get used, the more you get used to writing for the various equilibrium constant values, the better it would be in terms of the problem solving skills. So we'll take up the third type now, which is weak acid, weak base. So you will want to copy at your convenience, and we'll take up the third type of salt, where you'll have the salt of weak acid and weak base. We'll stick to the choice of weak acid and weak base. So almost every time the weak acid is acetic acid, the weak base is ammonium hydroxide. So when it's a salt of weak acid and weak base, acetic acid, ammonium hydroxide, I'll think about ammonium acetate with water giving me acetic acid plus ammonium hydroxide. For a change, only this will break. Only the salt could be broken. In the anionic form, only the salt could be broken. Acid भी weak है, base भी weak है, base भी weak है, दोनों को तोड़ नहीं सकते. Both are weak, so neither the acid nor the base will break. And it will look like a case of both cationic and anionic hydrolysis. Remember, in the first case which I gave you in the last class, strong acid weak base, it was cationic hydrolysis. In the previous case, sodium acetate, it was anionic hydrolysis, acetate getting hydrolyzed. And when it's a weak acid weak base, cationic as well as anionic, you can also say that this is the salt undergoing maximum hydrolysis. Small little questions in MCQ's form. Which of the following have maximum hydrolysis? So it will be a salt where both the acid and the base will be weak. You can see it's anionic plus cationic hydrolysis. Neither the acid nor the base could be broken, and there will be a small departure from the conventional form of Ostwald-Jensen law. Suppose this time, if I am going to write pH is equal to acetic acid, ammonium hydroxide upon acetate and ammonium. Now this time, if I go on with these values, see there will be a small difference. The difference will be, allow me to remove this clutter yet again, like I do most of the times. at time t is equal to 0, at time t is equal to 0. If you have C molar of this, then C moles of anion, C moles of cation, and this will go by CH, this will go by CH, you will get CH of this, CH of this. This is certainly when the equilibrium is attained. H is the degree of hydrolysis, number of moles hydrolyzed per mole. एक मोल से H जाएगा तो C मोल से CH जाएगा. For a change, यहाँ पे सारा C terms cancel हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे सारा C terms cancel हो जाएगा. All the C terms will cancel. All the C terms will cancel. 1 minus H is almost equal to 1. 1 minus H is almost equal to 1 every time. And you will be left only with H square. You will be left only with H square. So this time there is going to be one basic difference from all the expressions we have seen so far. And that basic difference will be, this time you are going to get KH is equal to H square only. It's not CH square, H is equal to root KH only. This is independent of concentration. While you are noting it down, please note down this H is independent of concentration. So far, every time, dealing with weak electrolytes, we have seen H being inversely proportional to the root of concentration, H being or alpha being proportional to the root of dilution. More diluted solutions have ionized more, hydrolyzed more. It has been Ka is equal to CH square, Kb is equal to CH square, Kh is equal to CH square, Kb to have been C alpha square though. And alpha has been root Ka upon C, Kb upon C, H has been root Kh upon C. No concentration term involved here. Means the extent of hydrolysis is independent of concentration. The extent of hydrolysis is independent of concentration. Whenever you take it down, we will want to take a note of it. This is independent of concentration. This is independent of concentration. We'll talk a little about it when the time is right. But these are the salts. But the degree of hydrolysis is independent of concentration. Another problem is, in ammonium chloride you had seen the source of H plus by cationic hydrolysis. In sodium acetate you had seen the source of OH minus by anionic hydrolysis. This time it's maximum hydrolysis, both cation and anion are getting hydrolyzed, but neither H plus nor OH minus is obtained here. You get neither H plus nor OH minus. You neither get H plus or OH minus. I hope you understand the problem. In the first sort, if you recall, ammonium chloride, ammonium plus water was giving you ammonium hydroxide plus H plus. So you had H plus as CH there. In the previous case, acetate plus water was giving you acetic acid plus OH minus. You had OH minus as CH, and from OH minus you could calculate H plus. Whereas in this case, because both are weak, you neither have a source of H plus nor OH minus. Now certainly when you neither have a source of H plus nor OH minus, this is what you can do. This is what you can do. You can only go back to acetic acid. You can go back to acetic acid. This is the maximum you can do. You can go back to acetic acid. You can go back to acetic acid. And when you go back to acetic acid, see this acetic acid, and certainly Ka would be equal to acetate H plus upon acetic acid. Now because they are in the same medium, because it's all in the same medium, all these equilibria are in the same medium, if you have assumed that the equilibrium concentration of acetic acid is CH, we will have to write CH here. If you have believed this is C minus CH, for both of them, C minus CH, then acetate would be C minus CH or C1 minus H. Naturally, first of all, H plus will look like Ka into acetic acid upon acetate, and as I told you, this will be equal to Ka, acetic acid would be CH upon C1 minus H, and you will want to obtain H plus, from this equilibrium. You will want to obtain H plus from this equilibrium. Naturally, C will get cancelled. 1 minus H is as good as 1. 1 minus H is as good as 1. 1 minus h is as good as 1. C will get cancelled. 1 minus h is as good as 1. And h plus will be equal to k into h. H plus will be equal to k into h. H plus will be equal to k into h. So in this case, this is how you derive h plus. This is how you derive h plus. C will get cancelled. 1 minus h is as good as 1. H plus will be equal to k into h. And this is how we'll be moving towards pH calculation. This is how we'll be moving towards pH calculation. Now, I would be getting h plus as, I would be getting h plus as k into h, and I've already got h. I've already got h as root kh, because kh was equal to h square. I'll get this as k into root kh. I'll get k h is equal to root kh. Again, time to represent kh in terms of ka and kb. Time to represent kh in terms of ka and kb. First of all, you will want to be very clear about how you get h plus h. C will get cancelled. 1 minus h is equal to 1. H plus is equal to k into h. H is equal to root kh. And then if I write for kb, both acid and base are B. Both acid and base are B. If I write for kb, NH4 plus plus OH minus, NH4 plus plus OH minus. If I write for Kb, NH4 plus plus OH minus. If I write for Kb, then Kb is equal to NH4 plus OH minus upon NH4OH. I hope this entire thing is visible. I hope this entire thing is visible in the camera. I hope this entire thing is visible. This is how you write for Ka, this is how you write for Kb. And you know, this was KH, this was KH. I had to remove this, but this was KH. KH was acetic acid, ammonium hydroxide upon both cation and anion involved. And now if you multiply KH and Ka and Kb, now if you multiply KH and Ka and Kb, now if you multiply this and this and this, if you multiply KH and Ka and Kb, you will want to do at your convenience, you will want to move at your convenience. You know, if you get confused, you will want to rewind the video, maybe, you know, see it a couple of times. And I've always told you, it's always good to learn from the textbook first. The reason I always want to write in terms of Ka, Kb is, those are the known constants. I don't want to populate another list of kh values. That would be unnecessary. So I always prefer writing kh in terms of Ka and Kb. I'll again be able to do that. KH into Ka into Kb. See, acetate will get cancelled. Acetic acid will get cancelled. Ammonium will get cancelled. Ammonium hydroxide in the numerator, there in the denominator. So all of it will cancel out. Leaving me with H plus and OH minus, which is Kw. So I have told you, yet again, I'll be able to write KH in terms of, Ka and Kb. This is now KH in terms of Ka and Kb. This is now KH in terms of Ka and Kb. Certainly you will want to copy all of this at your convenience. I can always write KH in terms of Ka and Kb. And if I substitute the same here, Ka into root over of Kw upon Ka into Kb. See, I am just substituting Kh as Kw upon K into Kb. I'll get H plus S, 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 I'll get H plus S. Root over of, see, 1 Ka will come in the numerator, so it will be Kw, Ka upon Kb. And yet again, a couple of mathematical steps, and we can get the pH value. A couple of mathematical steps and we can get the pH value. So once you know that KH into K into Kb is equal to Kw, I'll again want to remove this KH ka value here. And I want to take minus log on both sides. I certainly need to remove the clutter. You will want to copy all of this and move accordingly. Now, If I take minus log on both sides, I get minus log of x plus is equal to minus half log kw minus half log ka, and because this is in the denominator, plus half log kb plus half log kb. Yet again, this will mean minus log of x plus is ph. You know kw is 10 to the power minus 14, so log of that is minus 14 and minus half of that is 7. Minus log ka is pka, minus log ka is pka, minus log ka is pka, so this will be 7 plus half pka. And because minus log kb is pkb, minus log kb is pkb, plus log kb will be minus pkb. Minus log kb is pkb, plus log kb will be minus pkb. Plus log kb will be minus pkb, and this will be minus half pkb. This will be minus half pkb. This will be minus half pkb. Two things. One, it's 7 plus minus. It's 7 plus minus. So right away you cannot predict whether the pH will be more than 7 or less than 7. Like in the previous two cases, I knew the pH is either less than 7 or more than 7. Here you cannot predict because it's 7 plus minus. It could be pH more than 7 or less than 7. And the second most important part is here even the pH. This is very important. This is very important. Here even the pH is independent of concentration. This is independent of concentration. You have no log C. You have no log C. In the previous cases you had a term involving log C, concentration of the salt. There is no log C here. So it's independent of concentration, and this will be amusing. This will be like a very different or a difficult fact to absorb कि इसका pH concentration पे depend करता ही नहीं है. Ammonium acetate 0.2 molar हो या 0.02 molar हो या 0.5 molar हो. Any concentration of ammonium acetate, pH will remain the same. A salt of weak acid, weak base, a salt of weak acid, weak base. First of all, you do not know pH can be more than 7 or less than 7. And secondly, it's independent of concentration. Ammonium acetate, salt of weak acid, weak base, maximum hydrolysis, cationic as well as anionic hydrolysis. pH could be more than 7 or less than 7. And the pH depends only on temperature because these values depend on temperature. At a given temperature, doesn't matter. 0.1 molar or 0.01 molar or 10 to the power minus 4 molar. For any concentration, the pH of ammonium acetate or for a salt of weak acid, weak base, the pH will be a constant. So, although I have done it the harder way, you will also want to learn it from a textbook. Practice it a few times of your own. Once you get a hands up on, deriving these formulae, even in other cases of problem solving, in general in ionic equilibrium, once you practice more, once you derive these results of your own, you get into a habit of deriving expressions in problem solving. This is what I call as, developing problem solving skills. So that will certainly help. Every now and then, whenever you are free, you'll want to scribble on a piece of paper and always want to derive these formulae of your own. Like I said, most of the times in the real exam, all you have to do is feed certain values. In the real exam, it's a number which is generally the required correct answer. So most of the times you have to feed these values, get a particular pH for a given salt. But it's always advised to read from a textbook, have your own ideas, and keep on deriving it till the point it becomes instinctive. What I'm going to do next is, everything we have done so far, I'm going to tabulate it. You'll again want to have it in a tabular form so that it's easier to recall, because I told you most of the times in the exam what you need is the results and the formulae. While I'll be doing that, I'll be telling you how simple and how natural it is to recall all these formulae. But I had to teach it the harder way, the formal way. When I give you the tabular form, you will realize that all of this could be very naturally, very fundamentally understood. Nothing needs to be mugged up. Nothing needs to be mugged up if you have done your job all right. So, for the three types of salt encountered so far, I will want to have certain formulae for a quick recall, for a quick revision. And in that tabulated form, you'll have headings like salt, then suppose H, KH and pH. Now this is how we began. Ammonium chloride, salt of strong acid, weak base, strong acid, weak base, strong acid, weak base, strong acid, weak base. H is equal to root over of KH by C. Now the moment I say strong acid, weak base, strong acid, weak base, the moment I say strong acid, weak base, the moment I say strong acid, weak base, you think about Kb. Naturally, Ka, Kb are for weak acid, weak bases. They are not for strong acid, strong bases. So the moment I say strong acid, weak base, you think about Kb. So KH is Kw upon Kb, Kw upon Kb. Weak base Kb. The moment I say strong acid, you think less than 7. The moment I say strong acid, you think less than 7. So 7 minus minus, 7 minus minus, and 7 minus half pKb minus half log C. So all of this could be very naturally recalled. The moment I say weak base Kb, so KH is Kw upon Kb. And strong acid less than 7, 7 minus minus, 7 minus half pKb minus half log C. Second one was sodium acetate. Now this is strong base weak acid, strong base weak acid. Yet again, the moment I say weak acid, this is root KH by C, you know that. The moment I say weak acid, you think about Ka, So KH is Kw upon Ka, KH is Kw upon Ka. And the moment I say strong base, you think more than 7. The moment I say strong base, you think more than 7. 7 plus plus, 7 plus plus. 7 plus half pKa plus half log C. 7 plus half pKa plus half log C. The third type is when both are weak, ammonium acetate. The third type is when both are weak, ammonium acetate, weak acid, weak base. For a change, this is equal to root KH only, no concentration term. And both weak, it's Kw upon Ka as well as Kb. Very naturally understood. When it was a weak base, Kw upon Kb. When it was a weak acid, Kw upon Ka. When both are weak, Kw upon Ka into Kb. And if you recall these two, you will want to remember this as well. 7 plus half pKa minus half pKb. 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 Very noteworthy, very important. For the third case, weak acid, weak base, both the H and the pH are independent of concentration. This is important. Both H and pH are independent of concentration. This is something you will want to remember. For the salt of weak acid, weak base, hydrolysis, the extent of hydrolysis, the degree of hydrolysis, and even the pH is independent of concentration. This is an important fact. The last type of salt, which I did tell you in the beginning, will be with strong acid, strong base, sodium chloride type of salt. Even in the beginning I tell you for sodium chloride the pH will be equal to 7. All of this is if either the acid or the base or both are weak. If both the acid and base are strong, the pH is equal to 7. There is no hydrolysis, no issue. So for salt of strong acid, strong base, you can also verify this formula. This is minus minus, this is plus plus, less than 7 minus this, less than 7 more than 7. This can be verified. Because you do not know whether the pH will be more than 7 or less than 7. You know, before I go into the last case, this can be verified. Suppose if Ka is more than Kb, both are weak, but the acid is less weak. In this case, both are weak and the acid is less weak. So Ka is more than Kb. So naturally pKa will be more than pKb. pKa will be less than pKb. If Ka is more than Kb, then pKa will be less than pKb. Both are weak. Ka Kb है, दोनों weak है. Ka Kb से ज्यादा है मतलब बेस ज्यादा weak है. If the acid is less weak, Ka ज्यादा है, pKa कम है. पॉजिटिव कम है, नेगेटिव ज्यादा है. पॉजिटिव कम है, नेगेटिव ज्यादा है. पॉजिटिव कम है, नेगेटिव ज्यादा है. pH less than 7, and yes, the formula is right because you expect pH less than 7 when the acid is stronger than the base, or in this case the base is more weak than the acid. So even this formula can be confirmed. Even this formula can be confirmed. I think you have followed me. If out of the acid and base, the base is more weak, this means the acid is relatively stronger, and relatively stronger acid, more Ka, less pKa, positive less, negative more, pH will be less than 7, and that is what you expect when the acid is kind of stronger. So the last case where both acid and base are strong, and where the salt hydrolysis is not studied at all. And we will want to begin with the note, the fact that for the fourth type of salt, say NaCl, which is the salt of strong acid and strong base, there is no hydrolysis. There is no hydrolysis and pH is equal to 7 only at 298 Kelvin. Suppose you go about hydrolyzing NaCl. If you hydrolyze NaCl minus H2O, if suppose you attempt its hydrolysis, I'll first of all write the normal way. If suppose you attempt its hydrolysis, NaCl plus water forming NaOH plus HCl, you know the real form is Na plus Cl minus H2O. Both are strong. पानी में NaOH नहीं होता है, Na plus और OH minus होता है. पानी में HCl नहीं होता है, H plus और Cl minus होता है. I've said this umpteen times by now. पानी में HCl नहीं होता है, H plus और Cl minus होता है. So what do you get? Na plus getting cancelled, Cl minus getting cancelled. It's water ionizing only. So naturally, even if you attempt a hydrolysis here, it will not make any sense because it will look like the ionization of water only. So certainly, for the salt of strong acid, strong base, this topic is not relevant. Here the pH is always equal to 7. At the end of everything, like I keep on telling you, at the end of everything, no matter who is the teacher, no matter how good is the teacher, now no matter how nicely you understand a class, it's eventually your ideas, your thoughts which would help you in problem solving. So make sure after copying down everything, after noting down everything, after a while, after a few days, you are able to recapitulate all of it, you are able to practice all of it, you are able to replicate all of this, whenever you want. And certainly, the more you practice, the better you're going to be at it. In the upcoming video or before that, we'll want to solve a lot of problems involving salt hydrolysis. And I guess that's much for the time being. Thank you so much.